Hey there, everybody out in podcast land. Welcome to the Sports Podcast. I'm Joel Anderson.
I'm Jordan Pomaville.
And joining us as always is Phil Ranta, the sports outsider.
I'm way outside.
Way outside.
You guys are like in this box, and I just like to live outside the box, you know?
That's actually fair.
I like to think we're more in a zone. We're in a sports zone.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys are in a zone. I'm in a field. I'm
You're
in a
outside
meadow.
the zone.
Yeah, I'm way out of the
So
zone.
you ain't got no wristband.
Yeah.
Catch any games, Phil?
You know what? Instead, I caught a new job that has taken up my whole week.
Oh.
So I have neither played video games nor watched sports.
Oh, God.
I've done nothing.
You haven't been playing video games, Phil?
No. I am fucking pissed.
Oh, jeez. Phil gets that way.
Yeah, when I don't get to play Dead Island for a couple hours a night, I get angry.
For those people who don't know Phil, he's either unemployed and really anxious about absolutely everything.
Yeah.
Or employed and stressed out of his mind because he's taken a job where he works ridiculous hours in a really competitive environment.
But I love it.
I would
It's a
say
great
the
job.
unemployed is more the exception than the rule, though.
Right.
You're usually employed in the stressful job, working insane hours.
Yeah. Most
smoking.
of the time. And just like have a bourbon and beating my wife and
Yeah.
yeah.
I remember when we first moved out here, Phil was the only one with a job.
Yeah. That's what I
A whole bunch of
work a
people in his
lot.
apartment. I was sleeping on his futon. Everybody unemployed but Phil.
I tech these fucking podcasts where
Yeah.
these assholes sit and talk about
You don't even
shit.
get paid for that.
Yeah,
It's
why
really ridiculous.
are you teching these podcasts?
You know what? I don't know.
Okay, let's move on.
No,
everyone.
I'm thinking, can we
no,
just
no,
shut
no,
it
no.
down?
We got
Okay.
we got a whole lot of stuff
Yeah, we're
on
gonna
the
talk about
decade.
sports.
All right,
We
I've
talked
already
too much
forgotten
about
what we were
you.
talking about.
Well, sports.
Okay.
The Red Wings. This is actually very pertinent.
Detroit hockey.
Detroit Red Wings. Detroit Red Wings.
Elmer Fuddman. Detroit Red Wings.
Oh, gee.
Killed a rabbit. That's you.
Among other things.
Well, I'll
Okay.
tell you what they killed, Phil. They
What?
killed the previously held
Killed?
record for most home wins in a row. They won their 21st consecutive home game.
So they keep track of that stuff.
They have not
Yeah.
lost at Joe Louis Arena in 3 months.
Wow, good for them.
So it's a new NHL record, except for the one that spanned 2 seasons.
Yes, the Boston Bruins 1929-30 record ended one season and then began the next season, I guess, is 22?
Yeah. So they got to win 2 more to break that.
But that's 1929. That was like before they wore masks, right?
That was before they wore
They would
helmets.
just- all
that was
they did
before
was
the goalies
punch
wore
and
masks.
eat raw meat.
Yes.
6
absolutely.
teams only.
Yeah.
Only Vikings allowed. They actually took their Viking ship, parked it, and then everyone stormed off with battle axes and fucked everyone up.
That is incredibly
Well, when you have a
accurate.
beard, yeah, your face doesn't get cut so bad. So.
That's true. Well, cool. So
All
we
right,
got that.
yes,
What
that's
else
what
are we
we
talking
That's
about?
big news.
Yeah.
And this is the other thing everyone's talking about. Linsanity.
I've heard the name because it's been bandied
Yeah.
about the office, but
it
I don't
is-
know.
It
In
is almost the
fairness,
next Tebow, basically.
I feel like more people might be talking about Linsanity than the Red Wings win streak,
a little bit.
which is a tragedy, but I think also true. Yeah.
I think that either one, if people sat and talked about, it's a tragedy.
Glad you're saying that on our sports podcast.
Oh, are we
Phil.
talking about it later? Oh, never mind. It's going to be great entertainment.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. We have a bunch of exciting stuff. We have audio from a sports jockeys in New York interviewing Jeremy Lin.
Interviewing Jeremy.
Oh,
Once
okay.
again, Phil's elaborate system of bugging devices set up in every single sports
I
location.
did-
No,
I
actually,
heard
this
a
one's
lot.
on the up and up. This was like WNYC.
Oh,
They
oh,
just
okay.
released
All
a
right, so we
tape.
just-
This is a
Oh,
radio.
we're
in
just
that case, I'm
stealing it.
setting on fire all the backstage stuff of what Lynn was saying. So
Oh,
there you
no,
go. It's
yeah.
on fire.
Oh,
You're not
Sorry
even
to you
going to do a
listeners.
fire sound effect for that. That's what bums me out about this.
What?
You're not even going to do a fire sound effect for this.
Well,
later.
now I'm gonna put it in just to spite you.
Oh, we also have like an op-ed essay piece. Someone's coming in who was a former sports editor for the Harvard Crimson.
Ooh.
Is now a freelance journalist in New York.
Ooh, I
we
wonder
were
if
just talking about Harvard on the last
I
episode.
wonder if he knows something about. Jeremy Lin went to Harvard,
Oh, really?
so
God,
yeah,
is there anything that this Jeremy Lin character doesn't have?
height.
Oh, he's just a little guy.
Or no, he's probably taller than me, I guess. But,
He's 6'3". He's
Yeah.
6'3",
Well,
200
yeah.
Hey, I'm
pounds.
6'3".
but compared to other NBA players, he's not that tall.
That's correct. He's
Yeah.
one of those guys that when he's on the court, he doesn't look tall.
Yeah.
because he's among giants.
But he's taller than me, so there you go.
Well, there we go. You know what? Do we have another weird sport this week? You're goddamn right we do.
Whoa,
And
Clint
it's
Eastwood.
a doozy.
How
yeah.
weird is it?
This is my Super Bowl commercial. People said Detroit was a dead city. I brought it back to life with my 6-shooter and my gruff voice. That was my Clint Eastwood right there.
That sounded like your SNL impression of Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
Well,
That seemed once removed.
I did do that. I had the SNL audition, and I just did that for 12 minutes until they forced me out.
Yeah. And then Bill Hader stole your bit. It's
Every
unbelievable.
time.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Anyway, so we got a weird sport?
Yeah, we got a weird sport, and what else do we got right here?
Oh, I believe we're going to, for all you folks at home, we are going to do the first taste test of Bud Light Platinum.
Oh, the Super Bowl commercials were crazy
Yes,
with
they
Bud
were.
Light Platinum stuff.
And I was upset after watching him because I saw it and I was just like kind of like cynical and just like, meh, a new Bud Light. And then like 30 seconds later, it's like, oh fuck, I'm gonna have to try this.
Yeah,
of
really.
course, I'm gonna buy it.
Jordan
I
brought
can't
'em
believe
in.
you're not excited. I know Bud Light is normally swill, but this is Bud Light Platinum. I'm sure this is going to be good.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have that later. We also have
Okay.
a special guest again.
Oh.
Second time on the podcast, record-breaking second time on the podcast.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Chris Humphries.
Chris Humphries
Oh!
coming back.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's good.
I
I thought you were
haven't
gonna say
been
Joe
keeping
Donatelli.
up with Chris Kardashian.
Well, he's no longer a Kardashian,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
He plays for the Nets. He did get a contract.
Hey, good for
Oh.
him.
So he's playing. He's actually having a decent year.
Okay.
And so we'll have him on for a little
I'm
bit.
excited
Oh,
to
that'll
hear
be
from
fun.
him.
Okay.
All right. Well, cool. Let's get things started, huh?
Yeah, let's do this. Hey there, this is Jimmy Nuts with the Jimmy Nuts Sports Report, your first stop for all New York sports fans. I'm here broadcasting with my partner, Squirrely Steve Shoots. Yeah, it's Squirrely. And we're so thrilled to have the man of the hour, Jeremy Lin, right here in the studio. Jeremy, thanks for joining us.
Verily, I greatly appreciate the opportunity to come on the show.
Verily, that's classic. So, Jeremy, we understand that you're a nerd.
Excuse me?
You went to some sort of fancy school?
You mean Harvard?
Yeah, that's the one. So Jimmy and I wants to know, what sort of computer model are you using right now?
Computer model?
Yeah, come on, Jeremy. There's got to be one of those fancy computer simulations you use to win all these games. Some sort of nerdy thing that you're doing.
No. There's no computer model. I mean, Coach D'Antoni is...
Okay, we got you. You don't want to reveal your secret to the world at large. I got you. Don't want any of the other teams getting their own Asian and hacking into the system.
Wait, what? No, I'm not using a computer, guys.
Oh, I see. This is like one of those mathematical formula things. You know, the exact angle to shoot the ball at, and you've calculated every possible defensive probability so that...
No, what are you talking about? Guys, I'm not using a computer or a math formula or anything. I'm just playing good basketball in an offensive system designed for my style of play.
So, like, it's kung fu?
Oh, yeah! You must have climbed the mountain, and some guy with a really long mustachio showed you the secret of dribbling all mantis style.
What? No, my home country is Palo Alto, you dolts.
So, like some sort of specialty, herbal remedy, yeah, ground up dragon bones.
Yeah, what's your ancient Chinese secret, huh?
Listen, James, Stephen, do you think it's possible that because you're unfamiliar with the idea of an Asian American excelling in American athletics, particularly basketball, that you're relying on crude stereotypes? Just because I'm Asian and I went to Harvard doesn't mean I can't play basketball at an elite level.
Whoa, what? Jeremy, no, come on. Are you saying we're being racist? Because that is just wrong. That is wrong.
Yeah, we're offended, Jeremy.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean to accuse you of something untoward.
Yeah, you tell me.
We're just trying to figure out how you've overcome your terrible eyesight so that you
Okay,
can...
that's it. I'm out of here.
Well, that wasn't what I was expecting. We ask a couple of standard questions and he just goes nuts.
Yeah, I feel like this was a total sneak attack.
All right, I'm going to intro this bit because I purchased the beer.
Yes.
Let me tell you what I had to go through.
Okay.
They don't sell this in a six-pack. So I had to buy 12.
That's the platinum in Bud Light Platinum.
Yeah,
We
get
give
more
you
of
twice as much beer for twice the price.
Letting everyone know it's $11.99 after the Vons Club discount.
Okay,
Hey.
that's a pretty good price.
$1
Brought to you
beer,
by Vons.
bottles,
Smart
no
and Final,
cans.
you can get a 12 or a Dos Equis for that.
Brought to you
Just
by
throwing that
Smart
out
and
there.
Final. At Bevmo, you can get all of this stuff for $500. Not brought to you by Bevmo.
But so we're doing this because Curtain Jerks is our sister podcast.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we're huge followers.
Yeah.
And I want to beat them at their own game.
Yeah, they did a taste test in a JR's mustard in
Oh,
one episode.
Man, mustard. I love mustard.
Actually,
but I think we should
could've
start
gone
by
for some
saying
mustard.
it's a blue bottle.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, let's look at the packaging here, folks.
All right, it says platinum, 6.0% alcohol by
Oh
volume.
my, that's a high alky content right there.
Yeah, I'm gonna get fucking fuck-faced.
think
I'm
the-
sorry. There's the explicit tag. There it is.
And yeah, a silver cap that says platinum.
Yes.
The box said triple filtered platinum light
Ooh.
is what it said. So I don't know.
Is there any actual platinum in the beer?
I don't know. You can't even get Bud Light Gold anymore.
Wow.
I think it would be responsible of us to read the government warnings before we drink it. I'll
know,
just
we
zip
could-
through it really quickly. Number 1, according to the Surgeon General, women should not drink alcoholic beverages during pregnancy because of the risk of birth defects. Number 2, consumption
what?
of alcoholic beverages impairs your ability to drive a car or operate machinery
Oh.
or do a podcast and may cause
They
health
say
problems.
the same thing about heroin.
I was going
Right.
to say, the Surgeon General says a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he does.
If
So
we
let's-
walked around doing nothing but listen to the Surgeon General. All right, we're going to uncap
All right,
it
here we
folks.
go. Oh, I love that
Ooh,
noise.
ooh,
It
ooh.
steamed a little bit. There
Yeah,
was a
let's-
little bit of steam coming off of it.
Let's get
It's
some of
like
the aroma
witch's
here.
brew.
Taking that in.
It smells like frat floor.
Yeah, it smells
That's a little
bad.
harsh. That's a
No,
little harsh.
frat floor
No,
smells
I mean, it
exactly
smells
like
like fresh frat floor.
yeah.
Okay.
Like while the party's still going, the beer has been spilled, but it hasn't gotten sticky
Right,
yet.
like the party's gone
This
all
isn't
night,
waking
and now
up
it's
on
like
the
the no, it's like
Yeah.
the party's been going all night, and the morning dew started hitting the beer on the frat room floor.
Yeah.
and then it just has this nice flowery scent of beer.
Okay, but so far.
all right, let's take a sip.
Okay, that tastes like Bud Light.
Yeah, I
I-
see no difference.
I think I feel like you can taste a little more alcohol in it. Because it's a light beer, the alcohol content is higher.
Yeah.
yeah,
So there's less to mask it. There's less
argue
beer
that,
taste
but-
to mask the alcohol flavor.
I
I
kind
feel
of
like
tastes like they dumped a little bit of vodka inside of Bud Light, like they just spilled a
well, that's
little.
absurd.
Just a
No.
just a scotch, you know.
Just a scotch. It's got a little bit of that like alcohol-y aftertaste. What did the Super Bowl commercials for this say again? Wasn't it like dudes partying?
Drink Bud Light Platinum, asshole.
Every Bud Light commercial is the same. It's like we're dudes and we're doing dude
Wait,
things.
was this the one that had Echo in it?
Oh yeah,
Our good friend Echo Kellum.
Yeah, I
quite
think he
the
was.
up and coming actor.
Yeah.
Very funny guy.
and apparently a drunk because this stuff has already hit me and I've only had a sip.
You know,
You've
I
always
think it
been a
is. I
lightweight.
think it is better than Bud Light. I think I can. I would say that.
I would say that too. It is.
Yes, in the sense that being trapped in a small space with a badger is better than being trapped in a small space with a skunk.
Let me
I have
take
been
that
both.
analogy and improve it. Trapped it better than being trapped with a badger with no alcohol.
Yes.
Because this has the higher alcohol content.
That's true.
Yeah. It actually is a little bit hoppier too.
I don't think
It
it's
is. I think that the aftertaste
the
tastes more beery than the aftertaste
totally
of Bud Light.
marginal amount of hops. I would almost argue that I have the new slogan for Bud Light Platinum. Bud Light Platinum, this is your new palate cleanser.
Well, I'm starting to get drunk and aggressive, so I don't agree. You know what, Joel? You know what? After drinking half of this Bud Light Platinum, I can finally say you can go fuck yourself. Joel, go fuck yourself. You
Okay.
shit. You're a shit.
I think
Jordan,
I'm remembering why we did.
I am
You're pretty
so,
cool,
I am
but
so
Jules
bringing
is shit.
beer every podcast.
Hey, who wants to watch me fuck this wall? There's a wall that's asking for it.
Wow, Phil, if I have to bail you out of jail one more time
If I have to,
because the wall was quote unquote asking for it.
the wall didn't say no, and I take that as a yes. Yeah.
But it wasn't at all responsive to your. You know what? Never mind. It's
So let's put it all out there, okay?
All right.
What
Yeah.
would you rather do?
Okay.
Would you rather not drink anything or drink a frosty Bud Light Platinum?
Oh, I
well, yeah. I'll take
9
a Bud
times
Light
out of 10, I'm
Platinum.
going to take Bud Light Platinum.
You know what?
There's
I agree.
almost no beer I've ever come across that I would take There has not been a beer in my experience where the no beer option was the better option.
In that case, I just brewed up a bunch of my skunk fuck beer. It's actually got real skunks inside of the bottle fucking. So if you want to taste some of it,
it's gonna be a pretty big bottle.
Oh, it is. It's a huge. Everyone
this
is
scene
in
was
a
cut
cask.
from Van Wilder too, I think. What
I
you're
think
describing.
it was. Yeah.
Well, I might not drink that beer, but also just because anything that you home brewed, Phil, I'd be a little worried would make me blind.
Yeah,
But,
I make them
all right,
strong.
Real quick on the beer scale of 0 to 6. You get it because it's a 6-pack.
Okay.
No,
Where-
it's a 12-pack.
Yeah, it is a
0 to
12.
Okay,
12.
fine. 0 to 12. On the beer scale of 0 to 12.
You know what, let's just use 10.
You know what? Here we go. From 0 to 31. From 0 to 31, where would it rank? 31 being best, 0 being skunk fuck.
20.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
Nay, 18.
Okay. That's still
That's
pretty
above
good.
average.
Yeah. I think I would go closer to 15.5. I think that this beer is absolutely average.
7. I'm giving it a 7.
Wow.
Wow.
I think of where my ceiling is, and I think of where my basement is, and it's better than Bud Light, and probably better than, I don't know, Miller
Also,
Lite.
you
but-
can only compare it to beers in its class.
As compared to beers in its class on a scale of 0 to 31, I would then give it.
you can't compare a
about
Porsche
like a
to the
17.
Toyota Sienna. You can't do it.
I do.
That's not fair.
Well, we
Toyotas
just said
are very reliable cars.
I said the beer scale, okay? I didn't specify beyond that. So
Right.
in the entire pantheon of beers, I give it a 7 out of 31.
Yeah.
For
that makes
American-style
I was
light
going to say,
lagers,
if we're saying like Newcastle's at like a 23, then this
I
has
would
to
put
be a
Newcastle lower than
15.5.
that, but that's-
Really?
I'm not a huge fan of
What would you give a
Newcastle.
31 to?
Bell's Brewery Kalamazoo Stout.
Okay, you win. You're absolutely right.
That's delicious.
That's
Drink
that's next thing on here.
Bells.
Our sponsor. Oh God, wouldn't that be nice?
That would be the best.
We could get him to ship beer out here.
Yeah, I know.
All
They
right,
don't
well,
ship in California.
I propose we end this segment by all of us finishing our beers.
All right, 1, 2,
2,
3.
3.
This is going to be boring for audio.
Okay.
I didn't do it.
Nope. This has been.
We said finish, not chug, for the record.
Okay.
That's why I was sipping. I was taking large sips, even gulps, you might call them. You might call them big gulps. 7 of them. please
Just
sponsor
finished.
us.
All right.
It took me that long.
Ziggy Zaki.
Fuck you.
All right. Night, everybody.
Okay, and now for an alternative take on Jeremy Lin and the state of Linsanity, we have Patrick Fong, a former sports editor for the Harvard Crimson and a freelance journalist in New York City.
In the past 2 weeks, it's been impossible to escape the hyperbolic mania surrounding Jeremy Lin, who has seemingly come out of nowhere to propel the New York Knicks to 7 straight wins. He's averaging over 20 points a game and has distributed the ball more effectively of late, getting double-digit assists in 3 of his last 4 games. Making this run even more impressive is that it happened during the absence of Knicks' star small forward, Carmelo Anthony. But has all this attention for Jeremy Lin gone too far? I, for one, believe it's time for this subway train of hype to hit the emergency brakes, no matter the number of concussions it'll cause for the innocent riders. But what exactly does Linsanity mean? What's so insane about an Asian guy being good at basketball? If the stereotype about us Asians is that we're good at math and science, wouldn't an English major who's just now breaking into journalism in the print center of the world deserve some street cred for busting preconceived notions? Do you know how hard it is to convince your parents to let you major in liberal arts when you're Asian? Do you?
Whoa. Hey, buddy. Are you making this about yourself? Because it's supposed to be about Jeremy Lin.
Oh, yeah. Yes, right. Jeremy Lin has seemingly acclimated to the star-studded New York scene exceptionally well, primarily by letting longtime friends fall by the wayside. He now finds himself in high-end bars drinking alcohol alongside other people drinking alcohol and standing people up for Friday night boba tea. Additionally, Lin is meeting and talking to lots of girls. Really pretty girls. And he's not introducing any of his single friends to him. He doesn't even play wild card Sudoku anymore. Which, if you don't know what that is, don't ask, but it's huge in Brooklyn. Lin went from warming the bench and crashing in his brother's sweet apartment that had a ton of video games to a guaranteed contract, his own bachelor pad where the doorman is all like, hey, who are you? And you're all, I'm a friend of Jeremy's. And he's all, who's Jeremy? And you'll all, oh, Jeremy Linsanity. And then he lets you in and tries to fist bump you. It's such junk. I hate it.
Hey, Patrick, I don't mean to cut you off, but it sounds like you have some personal history with Lin, and you're kind of jealous of him.
Jealous? Yeah, that'll be the day. I crushed his weak 3.1 GPA at Harvard. Let's be real.
All right, I'm sorry. I think it's time for you to go.
At Harvard, he was asking me for advice on girls, okay?
Yes, of course. We know. We get it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm glad to be heard. Thanks for having me. And now it's time for another Weird Sports! Oh, the sport is so weird! Why is it weird? Weird Sports.
What do we got?
Today's Weird Sport. Kaiju Big Battel.
A lot of our weird sports go into a territory that's off color.
You're pretty excited, aren't you?
Yeah.
I can tell already. You've got a smile on your face, ear to ear.
Kaiju sounds Asian.
Oh, well, you're right, my fine American friend. It is Asian, but let me get into it.
How Asian?
First of all, this is going to be something that pisses
What kind
Joel
of
off.
Asian?
This is going to be something that pisses Joel off.
What makes you say that?
This is kind of a sport in the way that professional wrestling is a sport. It's kind of half performance, half sport.
Well, I'm still interested
it's not
and
a sport.
excited.
But get a load of this. Kaiju Big Battel is a performance by the Boston, Massachusetts-based entertainment troupe. They call it entertainment troupe in the same way wrestling is. Studio Kaiju, which was created by two Americans, Rand Borden and David Borden. So not Asian necessarily.
The Borden brothers.
Or at all.
Until you see the content. The performances are parodies of both professional wrestling and Tokusatsu Kaiju movies of Japan.
I don't know what those are.
Well, let me tell you. They're kind of like professional wrestling thing where performers come out and they're like wearing costumes and everything, but these costumes are like Godzilla and Gamera, and they're supposed to be giants. They're portraying giants, but they're regular-sized people who are just having this huge battle royale.
Oh, man, is the ring like have a bunch of cardboard skyscrapers and like little matchbox cars are picking up?
They definitely play up the enormity of what they're supposed to be, yes. I mean, they're still, they acknowledge that they're people because they do have human sidekicks sometimes, so there's no way to fake that. Unless you find the world's tiniest little person. Maybe someone would toss a dwarf in there and...
Wouldn't the whole crowd have to be little people?
Yeah, I mean, really to create the illusion fully, yeah.
Note to listeners, I did say little people.
Yeah, you're a good man.
I was
not me.
We have not yet come up with our invented word for... Still working on that one.
This is one of my favorite parts of it. So it's called the Kaiju Big Battel, but it's spelled Battel. And I'm like, that's fascinating.
Oh, instead of L-E.
Right. I thought that was really interesting, and I'm like, there's got to be, like, that's maybe the Japanese way of saying it, something like that. Well, get this. The misspelling of battle is intentional due to a misprint of an early T-shirt design. So they printed the T-shirts. They're like, that's spelled, you know what, we meant to do that.
Let's change the whole name of the sport.
Yeah, exactly. We're changing our sport.
Must have printed up a lot of those T-shirts. Well, what actually is this? Let's get into the nitty gritty.
You want to get to the nitty gritty of it?
I'm still confused as to what this is.
I mean, really, it's so you've seen professional wrestling, right?
Oh, and then some.
Yeah. So people come out
and they get their theme music and they march down and everybody claps for them. They get in the middle of the ring and they fight.
Well, sometimes
right?
they jeer them.
Sometimes, yeah. It depends if you're a baby face or a heel.
Yeah.
Baby faces get cheered, the heels get booed.
Boo! Oh, I hate that guy. Boo!
And once they do start getting cheers, then they turn baby face, right? This is the same thing. They go to the middle of the ring and they fight until one of them's defeated. This one's more about defeat than getting pinned. It's like, well, Joel has not spoken much and is looking at me weird. But it's like wrestling. It's a performance piece, but they don't try to fake the fact that you're pinning someone.
I'm confused but engaged.
Yes.
Right.
How does one get defeated then?
I think you just fall over, and that's it.
Well, that's to be fair. This is how many monsters who attacked Japan were
Yes,
also defeated.
thank
When
you.
they fell over.
I mean, I imagine Mothra is not that much different. Mothra didn't have to get a 3 count, right?
Mothra could fly.
Right.
Mothra was a giant moth.
Yeah, but moths usually do die by somebody pinning them to something.
Oh, I get it. I guess you're going there.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. The reason why I
good.
chose this sport to talk about, even though I know it would make Joel angry, which it is the entire Wikipedia page. I encourage you to all look it up. Kaiju Big Battel, the Wikipedia. It's almost entirely a list of characters that they play. And I just wanted to read you guys some of the characters to talk about.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Kung Fu Chicken Noodle is the name of one of them.
Yes. Thank you.
Is it a noodle?
Get this. He's a Cantonese worker who gains superpowers and an armored soup can, which he wears, after falling into a vat of chicken noodle soup in a failed suicide attempt. I mean, Frank, like in WWE wrestling,
There is
some of them,
not that kind of character
no,
development.
Yeah.
right? Like some of them have kind of like
It's usually just crude, like really crude cultural
yeah,
stereotypes.
some of them are goofy. Like now they have like in WWE they have the Funkasaurus, who's like this dude who just goes up and dances
Yeah,
in pimp
but
clothes. But it's
they had
not
the
to the
pimp
level
guy.
of Kung Fu Chicken Noodle.
They had
No, he has a whole backstory.
the Arab
Yeah.
guy.
We
Right,
know about his
exactly.
life before he became a
Yeah, but this is specific. I enjoy this.
Yeah, here's another one. This is one that I liked. His name is Super Wrong. He is the disco dancing time traveling hero known for his flamboyant ring entrance and a horrible win-loss record. He's known for his horrible. So he goes in and he disco dances, and then he loses.
Gets the crap
and he
kicked out of him.
travels through time.
Well, the time traveling, I like
That's-
that angle.
Yeah.
Why-
No one's a loser who time
Why
travels.
would someone have time travel and opt to use it to travel into the future, I'm presuming?
I assume so, because it's got to be from the 70s, right?
to lose?
Or
To
he's
ulti-
implying that disco comes back.
Yeah.
Which, God, I hope that happens after I'm dead.
Now, like in WWE, there's many factions.
Oh.
You know, like there's the NWA, there's Nexus. It's the same way with this. There's kind of like teams. I've read you 2 of the heroes, believe it or not.
Mr. Wrong, Super Wrong, and Chicken Noodle?
Yeah, Kung
Chicken
Fu
Noodle
Chicken
Man.
Noodle.
Kung Fu Chicken Noodle.
Okay, that makes sense.
Now I'd like to read some of the people who are the bad guys in a team called the Rogues.
Oh, they're up to no good.
Yeah.
Who is part of the Rogues, you ask? Well, here's one. His name is D.W. Cycloctopus III. Cycloptopus. Yes, I pronounced it right.
D.W.
Cycloptopus III.
See, this is the problem when D.W. Cycloptopus had such a large trust fund for his kids.
Right.
Because they just,
They just keep having more D.W. Cycloptopuses.
well, they just went nuts. They became evil.
Yeah, they join up with the Rogues. Well, I imagine that you kind of know who this character is, but I'm going to explain it to you. He's a sea monster with few friends and many enemies. He makes up one of the
Unlike
members.
those other sea monsters
Right.
who have a whole bunch of buddies.
Right, like Sharktopus was a very popular sea monster. Not Cycloctopus the third.
They wrote that part out of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, but originally it was the squid and all of his friends were like daring him to go after the sub.
I know
Yeah.
that Joel is going to laugh hard at this one.
Oh, I'm going to lean back from the mic then.
He makes up one of the members of a faction called the Sea Amigos. Joel loves puns. They're called the Sea Amigos because they're from the sea.
Okay,
Yeah,
I follow.
yeah. But he has had some success. He and Hell Monkey went on a big rampage at one time.
Well, when you're paired with Hell Monkey. it's
Right,
hard to
right.
see how that's
And
not gonna-
they end up winning a tag team championship. So that happened. Everyone got very quiet.
so that happened.
All right, then I'm going to go on to the next one. The next
Okay.
one, his name is Call Me Kevin. His name.
It's not Kevin.
No, it's Call Me Kevin. He was hurled from his home planet by an explosion. He lost his memory during the centuries it took for him to arrive on Earth. He's won only one Kaiju big battle upon his arrival. He joined the Sea Amigos and was taken under the wing, or tentacle, of Uno Bozu. Despite having one of the losingest records of all of Kaiju, Kevin was once the Kaiju Grand Champion. Since losing the belt, he has been kicked out of the Sea Amigos and is presently flying solo. Kevin appeared at the Warsaw Wafu Fun on June 7th, 2002. He has kind of a tragic story. He's kind of like the Hamlet.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Just wow.
You're so upset.
I'm also really amused that you said call me Kevin, and I thought, oh, here comes the sort of normal guy.
Right. Nope.
Home
he's
planet,
still, home planet
explosion.
explodes. Well, here we go. I'll give you a normal one.
Okay.
His name is Zombie Plantain.
Right.
Right. He was formerly Pablo Plantain.
Well, then what happened?
Well, Pablo was killed by Silver Potato
No.
during the first match of Someone Must Die. Luckily, Dr. Cube resurrected
That was
him.
a shock, by the way. Nobody saw that coming.
But, don't cut me off, Dr. Cube resurrected him for evil.
Oh.
Though he seems to be more inclined at helping his brother than Cube.
Wow. Let me tell you this. The last time I got drunk at a Cuban restaurant, I wound up resurrecting some plantains, and it was evil.
Yes. Oh, no. That means vomiting.
I don't know that all of this tracks.
What?
This entire
No, it makes perfect sense. Well, let me end on this one then.
Okay.
I love these characters, though.
Yeah, there's human co-stars too that aren't human heroes. And I'm going to give you some of the normal ones. The most normal I would say is named the Commissioner. He's the overseer. But news of his death reported in April from eating too much chocolate, resulting in a heart attack,
Is he a dog?
were untrue. Yeah, well, no, he just ate too much
Well,
chocolate.
it was untrue, though.
Yeah, they turned out to be untrue. Luckily, there's another normal guy. His name is Jimmy Sprinkles. He's Kaiju's #1 super fan, also part of the show. We should get our #1 super fan who's also fictional in here.
Yeah. What? Not fictional at all.
Yeah.
We're talking about Jimmy, right?
Yeah, but I figured that Jimmy would be a good one to end on because he's Kaiju's #1 super fan, but he was brutally assaulted by the Sea Amigos after attempting to join them by singing Stay by Lisa Loeb in Brooklyn
Wow.
in 2008.
Wow.
The Sea Amigos hated that. So
The
although
Sea Amigos are so evil.
right, in summary, I knew Joel would contest that this is a sport.
It's clearly not a sport. It's incredibly amusing, and I'm really glad that we opted to do it.
Thank you. But yeah, so definitely go check it
Yeah,
out.
go check it
Submarine
out. And
Sarah
take
all
some of
our
your
other
friends in
Boston
Boston,
people.
yeah.
All of our, and make sure when you get there, tell them that this podcast happened.
Yeah, lean back, crack a couple of cold Bud Light premiums,
And don't get attacked by the Sea Amigos. And that brings an end to another episode of Weird Sports. Oh, there's an octopus with a cyclops eye who's a third because his parents were also named Cycloctopus.
All right, we're very pleased to have today on the podcast for his record-setting second time, the NBA's most famous bachelor, Kris Humphries.
Hey guys, you're all looking very well, healthy, upbeat. Say you guys been to any New Jersey Nets games this season?
Well, no.
We live in Los Angeles.
Right. I should have guessed that from the fact that I am currently in Los Angeles and you guys are here. But hey guys, have you been watching any Nets games?
No.
No, they're not broadcast nationally, and I don't know why that we would.
Okay, thanks. But to be honest, I am doing well for myself. I'm averaging a double-double a game, points and rebounds. Things are great. They totally love me for who I am.
All right, well, that's good.
Yeah, you seem different from last time.
Well, I think Joel's being a little diplomatic. You seem proactively defensive.
Okay, because to be honest, I am not. but my free throw percentage is way up, which is pretty sweet. And I got an endorsement deal with Sector Watches. You ever heard of Sector Watches?
No, actually.
I only wear Fossil.
Well, they're on Overstock.com, so I don't have to take this abuse.
Well, okay, I think I know what this is about. Forbes just did a list. It just came out. It was the most hated athletes.
Oh, people love lists, but I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Tiger Woods and Michael Vick tied at 1. You were 5th in the list. Had A-Rod and LeBron James.
Wait, how did you beat LeBron James?
You know, to be honest, I had a high-profile romance and a marriage with this local prostitute, local to Los Angeles. Her name was Kim Kardashian. I don't know if you've heard of Kim Kardashian.
I think everybody here knows who that is.
Well, we divorced, and to be honest, I'm trying to get it annulled because of her whole being a prostitute thing and something about all of it being on the television set. And my lawyers tell me to be cagey, but what does that even mean? Am I right?
Being reluctant to give information owing to caution?
Okay, because to be honest, that was rhetorical. I don't want people to hate me. I play basketball. She made me look like a jerk with editing and letting me hang out with all my jerk friends.
Hey, you ever play one-on-one with Chloe?
To be honest, that's disgusting. Kris Humphries says, see you later. I'm Kris Humphries.
Oh, and he's gone.
Yeah, I brought my unicorn
he's
here.
back. Okay,
As part of the prenuptial agreement is that I get to keep my unicorn.
that's a cat with a straw taped to its forehead.
Yeah, I call it my unicorn. To be honest,
okay.
I really don't like you making fun of my mythozoological
I was
creations.
not making fun of it. I was just observing that it was a cat with a straw taped to it.
Okay, maybe I should tape a straw to your head and call you a retardicorn.
As a cryptozoologist myself, I'm offended that you've actually set the movement back with this fake unicorn.
Well, I gotta be honest with you right now. You are not as rich as me, so you should keep your dirty mouth shut.
Okay, wow, Kris, you've
No,
I
I'm
think
still
the
not
divorce
hated
has
though.
changed
No,
you.
I'm not hated. I'm not hated. That list was a fabrication. It was put out by the younger sisters of Kim Kardashian.
no,
Not
I mean,
Courtney, not Chloe. I believe their names are Candy with 2 eyes and
and a K.
Clarissa, who then explains it all to me.
Must be another K.
Yeah, that's kind of a family thing.
Yeah, I don't know. The Forbes is a pretty prominent publication.
To be honest, I voted
okay.
for Steve Forbes. I voted for Steve Forbes when he ran for
I
president.
don't know that you would have been of age then.
No, I wasn't. I had to. So, to be honest, me and my friend, we put on a big trench coat. He was up on my shoulders. I couldn't even see because the trench coat was covering my face.
You were the taller guy, so this would make sense.
Right. Oh, you know this scam.
Well, no,
You've been to the voting booth before with a little Asian fella.
Well,
How
no.
can, okay,
My little buddy, his name was Lin. I don't remember his first name, but he got all up on my shoulders, and he dunked that ballot right into that box.
Are you positive that he? I mean, if you couldn't see, how do you know he voted for Steve Forbes?
To be honest, I didn't think about that. But the entire time we were in the voting booth, I said, "You know what? To be honest, Jeremy Lin, you should vote for Forbes because he's got a good fiscal responsibility, and that's
Yeah.
what the country needs right now."
So what you're telling me right now is that you and Jeremy Lin, current NBA superstar, once
Does he play for the NBA now?
yeah, he does.
For the NBA, he plays. Yeah,
Does he?
for the New York Knicks, actually, a team in the NBA.
Oh,
Very close to
well,
your.
good for him. He was always good at being small
They're in your
and
division.
very good at being crafty.
Okay. Well,
You know what they say, the Asians are crafty.
I don't know that.
Yeah,
they
I don't
say
know that that's-
actually,
Hey, I'm half black. I could say these things.
I don't know how that applies.
Yeah.
But one more question, as you brought up, the Nets are moving to Brooklyn next year.
Yeah.
How does that factor in terms of you being in New York now, playing for the Nets next year, possibly the Brooklyn Nets?
Well,
Crosstown
to be honest, we started referring to it as Crooklyn
I
because
don't think you're gonna want to do that.
no,
before.
we listen to a lot of rap in the dressing room,
It's mostly hipsters now.
and we said, "Hey, wait a second. Brook sounds like the word crook, and crook can also be a word for gangster. Maybe we should call ourselves the Crooklyn Crats." So that's what we started calling ourselves.
the Crooklyn Kretz?
Yeah, see, there's a thing called alliteration that
Yeah,
I read about.
I understand what alliteration is. I just don't think Kret is a word.
Wait, Kret's not a word?
No.
I think Jeremy Lin lied to me to make me look
Yeah.
foolish.
And it also means that, again, the revelation that you and Jeremy Lin dressed up in a trench coat in order to commit voter fraud in the 1996 Republican primaries
in Minnesota.
To be honest, I feel like a lot of judgment is coming my way, and I do not feel like I deserve
We're sorry,
this.
Kris. We don't.
I
again,
came into your little piece of shit podcast.
You're a friend of the show. You're the only person who's been on twice, Kris.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
You keep that in mind. That we opted
hold
to have
me,
you back
hold
for anybody
me
else.
and let me call you Kim.
I am not going to do that.
Let
no.
me rub my head on your beard.
How is that gonna? I'm not comfortable with that. I'm sorry.
Can I call you Chloe?
I'm less comfortable with that than I was with
Okay,
Kim.
then call me Lamar.
It's even worse. Even worse.
You know what? I'm gonna take my unicorn out of here.
All right, everyone. That brings us to the end of another sports podcast. But before we go, we'd like to give you our contact information.
Yes, you can hit us up on Gmail at sportspodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on Twitter at sports3podcast. You can find us on Facebook by searching Sports Podcast. Your little top bar will pop up. And you can find us on Google+. Sports, all one word, and then Sports Podcast, all one word, because that's how Google Plus does it.
Plus, you can check out comedypodcastnetwork.com to check out this podcast and a bunch of other awesome podcasts.
Yeah, Kris Humphries, I believe, is in episode 6, Burnt Musburgers. So if you enjoyed Kris Humphries on this episode, you can go back and watch it.
Yeah,
you know what? While you're at it, go on iTunes, find us, rate and review. That would be nice.
But on iTunes, we have a different name. It's Sports 3.
Yeah. Sports 3, all one word podcast, so people can find us.
Just go to the webpage and subscribe through the webpage, Comedy Podcast Network.
Lights off! For more funny stuff for your eyes and ears, go to comedypodcastnetwork.com.